RVBN, The Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles, great professional wrestling video blogs, great sports video blogs, great entertainment video blogs, and a whole lot more. Collection of my work goes back to June of 2014 on several social media websites. RVBN, the only video blog on the internet that matters. Time now is 7:57 in the morning, Billerica, Massachusetts. Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Monday, February 6, 2017. It's going to be an average day, temperature-wise, about 40. Tomorrow, a kitchen sink storm's going to happen. Rain, snow, sleet, freezing rain. Anywhere from a coating to as much as 6 inches in northern New England. And warm on Wednesday, 58 degrees. Thursday, maybe some snow. Friday, cold. Saturday, warm. Roller coaster ride. Some news to report on the RVBN Newswire, because there's news besides the Patriots winning the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Royals have signed pitcher Jason Hamels to a 2-year contract worth $16 million. Pending a physical. Today is the Beanpot Hockey Tournament at TD Garden, and the truck leaves today from Lansdowne Street from Fenway Park to go to Fort Myers, Florida. And that's about it on the news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash with my second video blog subject of the day, the personality profile. Get out. You're so sweet, cause they're cute. The more the merrier. Go find something to do. I know. I'm doing good. Wanna put a wager on that, Richie? Are you writing a book? I don't care about game shows. Great quote only on RVBN. Time's now 7:59 in the morning in Billerica, Massachusetts. Angelo, go market basket today. Scratch from $1,000,000 scratch tickets to win nothing. I'm back. My second video blog subject of the day is my personality profile. Today's personality profile is the WWE Hall of Famer Rocky Johnson, the father of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Rocky was one of the most famous wrestlers in the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s, and he was of African Canadian descent, and he was a draw. Rocky was born in Nova Scotia. His real name was Wade Boles, and he had descendants from the Black Loyalist Party of the American Revolution, because these people were loyalists to the British during the American Revolution that lived in the colonies. His descendants escaped to Canada after the American Revolutionary War because they did not want to get caught and thrown in jail. And Rocky grew up in Nova Scotia. He was interested in wrestling and boxing. He sparred with some of the greats, including George Foreman and Muhammad Ali. In 1964, Rocky was trained to become a professional wrestler by Peter Maivia. He made his debut in the Toronto territory. He legally changed his name to Rocky Johnson, and he was famous for doing drop kicks, and he was so charismatic. He wrestled always as a face, and eventually went to several regional territories, including Mid-Atlantic, winning the Mid-Atlantic television title a couple of times. When he was there, he would use an alter ego called a masked wrestler called Mr. Sweet Ebony Diamond. He also wrestled for Championship Wrestling from Florida, winning the Championship Wrestling from Florida Florida title a couple of times, and the tag team titles with Pedro Morales. And he also wrestled for the CWA Memphis, which he was real popular, winning some tag team championships there. And he also in the 1970s was a top contender for the NWA World Championship. against Terry Funk. So Rocky Johnson was always on demand in the 70s. And in the early 1980s, Rocky went to the WWF. At the time, he was billed from Washington, D.C. He got a push as the top contender for the WWE Intercontinental Championship against the magnificent Don Muraco. They had some classic matches all over the WWE circuit in Boston and in New York and in Philadelphia a couple of times. Rocky Johnson almost won the Intercontinental Championship from the magnificent one Don Muraco, but time limit expired, curfew expired, just as Rocky Johnson got a submission hold on Muraco, but he was unable to wrest the Intercontinental Championship. Then, in summer of 1983, Rocky Johnson teamed up with Mr. USA Tony Atlas, and they were called the Soul Patrol. They got a big push for the WWE Tag Team Championships, and in December of 1983, the Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas beat the Samoans for the WWE Tag Team Championship in a famous match when Captain Lou Albano cracked a chair over Alpha's head, and it was so amazing, so wild. Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas were the first African American tag team to hold the WWE Tag Team Championship. They held it for about 6 months before dropping it to the East-West connection of Adrian Adonis and Dirk Murdoch. Afterwards, Rocky and Tony went their separate ways. Rocky continued to wrestle for the WWE, but he was getting to be de-pushed and starting to do some jobs at house shows. He left the WWE in summer of 1985 to go back wrestling independent. He continued to wrestle until he retired in 1991. And Rocky trained his son Dwayne, who wanted to be a wrestler. Dwayne eventually became Rocky Maivia, and then The Rock. Rocky Johnson made a special appearance at WrestleMania 13 to help out his son, Rocky Maivia, after he was being attacked by the Sultan. Rocky Johnson was married once to Peter Maivia's daughter, Ata. They had a son called Dwayne Johnson, and Rocky Johnson became part of the Samoan family. We got a Samoan title. He's the first non-Samoan to get a kind of a chief title. And Rocky trained some wrestlers for a while, and in 2008 he got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, an honor well deserved. He had 2 kids from a previous relationship. And that's about it on Rocky Johnson. Be back later to Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Google Plus with 2 more video blogs coming for you. First video blog will be about my take on the people who got voted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year. And the fourth and final video blog of the night will be about the show on ESPN. Dan Le Batard is highly questionable. Keep calm, everybody. I'm Julie Brennan, Guy Marley Rosemont of WCCO Accents, Nice Likes, Elizabeth That's So Stunning, She's Best, Amy Squeezy's Awesome, Amy Linda the Church with WPIX, Channel 11 New York, Joe Akin Cougar, Let the Best Legs New York City by none, Barbara Gibbs of AB Slate, C11 has a sweet southern accent, and in the words of Sean Lucichetto. See you later.